Hello everyone, Rockrufff here with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to craft a +3 minion skill level hammer. So, first of all, you are going to need a bunch of crafting materials such as flame element, flame sand and embers. And then the next thing you want to do is go ahead to the arms dealer and put in an item, any item, and we're going to be looking at the affix list. So in filters, you would want to select the two-handed hammer, as we are going to craft on a two-handed hammer in order to roll our minion mods. So the reason why I'm showing you this is because it can help you decide what item level you need in order to craft the mods that you want. So let's say you want to go for tier 1 affix as well. The required item level is going to be most likely 82, except for the ultimate ember mods, which is going to require 85. Now, if you are going for ultimate ember mods, do keep in mind this is going to take many tries, I believe. Ultimate ember mods are extremely rare right now, so it is probably best that if you're going for ultimate ember mods that you're just going to get a hammer with whatever ultimate ember you want on it. So let's say you want active skill level, then you're going to look on the market for an active skill level hammer. Anyway, for this video we are just gonna go with a minion skill level and we're just gonna grab a 82 hammer. Now if you don't really care about the tier of your mods, then you can go ahead and click on the exclamation mark over here and then look at what tier you would want. So let's say you would at least want a tier 3, then you're going to need a level 70 if you don't care about getting a tier 1 or tier 2 minion damage. So yeah, do check this out and see what you would want. Now, the next thing we are going to look at is the random weight allocated. Now, as you can see, there is a bunch of mods, and each mod has its chances at rolling, and it will literally tell you that as the percentage is shown right under it. So, the lowest chance for a mod is going to be, I believe, minion skill level. Minion skill level has the lowest chance to roll. And as you can see, it only has a 0.73% chance to roll. So we're going to look for a base with minion skill level, and it's very important that if you're going for minion skill level, that you would want to look for a base with minion skill level, because the reason why we're going to, let's see, put in another hammer. Yeah, so we're gonna put in a hammer and we're going to look at the other mods beside the minion skill level. So as you can see over here, minion skill level can be rolled with judgment processing. But the reason why you don't want to roll this using this method is because of the affix list. Now, if we're going to look, as you can see, the highest chance at rolling is going to be the weapon damage basic ignite. So this will most likely be rolled if you're trying to go for minion skill level. So it is going to take you multiple tries and maybe a lot of tries if you are really unlucky. Now if you're lucky, you can hit it in one try, but as you can see, minion skill level does have the lowest chance at rolling, so it is going to be super annoying to roll minion skill level with targeted processing, as it will most likely hit the first 2 mods. So we're going to be looking for a base. Now we're going to the trade house for this, and we are going to select the advanced option. Then you select the first icon over here, and we're going to look for weapon and two-handed hammer. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in the item level. I'm gonna go with an 82, as I want the option to try and roll a tier 1 mod. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to select corroded gear and say no, we don't want corroded gear. Then we're going to select gear plasticity. Now this is very important as you are going to use this for prototype crafting. So we're going to put in the minimum 100, as most items has a minimum of 100. Now it can be a higher value, but I believe that's only from a specific card from the Watchers in Tier 8 or Tier 7. But yeah, it is a Watcher drop from a memory fragment that you can get a higher amount of this, but it is most likely going to be 100. And the next thing we are going to do is we are going to look for minion skill level. So, minion skill level, there is 2 tiers for this. There is a tier 2, which can only give you +1 minion skill level, and then there's a tier 1, which gives +2 to +3 minion skill level. So we are going to purposely type minimum 2. And the reason for that is because we can change this later into a 3. Now, I do think that looking for a 2 minion skill level, that the value might be a little cheaper, as it's only +2. But yeah, as you can see, we're getting a bunch of results over here. Now, if you are specifically looking for a price, then you would want to go to highlight prices, and you would type in minimum 1 to 5. So we're going to hit confirm, and then it will only show us hammers with +2, +3 for 5 or less flame elementium. So we're just going to scroll through this. Now, if you are using isomorphic arms, then the best base for you to use is a Vanquisher Mallet. A Vanquisher Mallet has the implicit with 10% chance to inflict paralyzes on hit. Now, paralyzes, it says additional increases damage taken by 10%. So if you're using isomorphic arms, then the best base is going to be Vanquisher Mallet, because you will get this 10% increased damage taken to enemies. Now, you can also obviously do that here. You can hit base gear and select Vanquisher Mallet and then hit search, and you will only get Vanquisher Mallet results. But yeah, if you're not using isomorphic arms, then it does not really matter what base. You're just going to be looking for a +2 minion skill level. So again, we are going to highlight, and we're going to find a hammer with a low. Oh, there we go. So here's one for only 1 FE. It has +2 minion skill level. Very cheap. I suppose that's probably the cheapest that I can get. If you scroll a bit further, you'll probably find some other options as well. Sometimes you can find a hammer with maybe two good mods, like minion skill level and minion damage. And yeah, if you go look around, for example, this one has tier 4 minion damage. Now, if you're fine with tier 4 minion damage, you can decide to get this one instead, and then lock in the mods. But personally, I do believe that locking in a tier 4 mod is not worth it for me. And yeah, I would suggest only locking in at least a tier 2 mod or tier 1. So we are going to go with this mallet. I'm just going to buy that, and we will collect. So you can go in your inventory, or you can go to the arms dealer. And as you can see, I have a bunch of items here. We're looking for the hammer. So this is our hammer that we just bought. And you can click on the anvil icon over here to start crafting. So select that, and we're going to be locking in minion skill level. Now, as you can see, it is going to cost us a certain amount of crafting materials. Now, if we don't lock this in, as you can see, it is only going to cost us 3 flame sand per roll. Now, the reason why it's costing us precious embers is because minion skill level comes from a precious ember mod. So we're going to hit craft, and we're just going to hit craft until we hit a couple of minion mods or a tier 1 mod. Now, it's totally up to you. If you do hit another tier 1 mod that can be used for another minion build, for example, flat attack speed. Now, attack speed can only apply to your minions if you are using isomorphic arms, obviously. So if you do manage to hit other tier 1 mods, you can confirm and then try and sell that hammer to another person. Maybe they'll use it. But yeah, we're just gonna hit craft, and as you can see, well, we have the option to confirm either this one or the other one. Now, the other one over here on the right side is what we rolled just now. And the first option is how our hammer is right now. So you're only going to confirm things most likely that has minion mods, for example. Right now, this is a tier 10 minion crit strike rating, which is not the best. And this one has a minion life regeneration per second. Now, if you do use this mod for your minions, then you would obviously want to keep this this option. So you're going to hit confirm this. Now, if you would want to keep the minion crit rating that is tier 10 and you're fine with that, you're going to confirm the right option. But for now, I am going to hit confirm on the first option, as I would like to keep the life regeneration. Now, also the way I determine what I want to pick is by looking at the tiers. Now, what I question most of the times is tier 4 worth to sacrifice for this? Now, the answer for me is going to be no, so I will hit confirm on the first option and not go with the second. So, we're going to keep on doing this, and as you can see, we have hit a tier 4 minion max life. Now, tier 4 for tier 4, I think that's a pretty good deal, and we get critical strike damage. But like I said, if you are using isomorphic arms, then critical strike damage, any non-minion mods will apply with isomorphic arms to your minions. So, we're going to confirm this, but we're not going to lock this in. We're just gonna try and keep on rolling until we hit another nice minion mod. And if we hit another tier 1 or tier 2, we will lock that in. And that's pretty much how I craft my items. So, as you can see, we get to keep, we get a higher tier minion max life, and we get minion crit damage, and we get minion movement speed, attack speed, and cast speed. So, obviously, I am going to confirm this. This looks really nice. Now, if you're satisfied with this, you can go over to targeted processing, but do keep in mind that if you're starting to target process, you will basically remove all of your plasticity by targeted processing, and then you can no longer go back to prototype crafting, so do keep that in mind. Anyway, I am just going to keep on rolling to see if I can hit another tier 1 minion mod, so I can lock it in and then keep on rolling. Now, if you don't have that many crafting materials, then you would probably want to decide to stop whenever you want. But I'm gonna keep on going as I have lots of crafting materials to spend, and I do want to try and hit a good tier of minion damage, for example. So we're going to continue, and as you can see, we get a tier 6 minion damage, which is not worth it for me to sacrifice the minion max life, the minion movement speed, and crit damage. So we are going to confirm the left option. And we're basically gonna keep on doing this until we hit a good mod. Now, gear attack speed is used with isomorphic arms. Now, you can decide to keep this and lock it in and then try and hit other mods. But I am not probably going to confirm this, but it does give a good tier of minion critical strike rating. Now, this is the hard option, right? You're going to have to sacrifice a couple of tier 4 and tier 6 mods for tier 1 and tier 2. Now, I would say that is well worth it. But if you don't have any use for the gear attack speed, you can still decide to sell it. So, yeah, it is totally up to you whether you would want to sacrifice your mods for another good mod, or if you want to stick to one hammer and just craft minion mods to try and use it as an upgrade. But yeah, I'm going to confirm with the tier 1 because it looks very good, and I can lock in the tier 2 minion critical strike rating, as I probably won't need the attack speed, as I can't use it for my build anyway. But yeah, we are going to lock in the minion critical strike rating, and as you can see, the crafting materials required to roll is going to be a flame element gem, 10 flame scent, 2 fine embers, and then 2 precious embers. So do keep in mind, locking in more mods will cost you more crafting materials. So we are going to keep on rolling until we hit another good minion tier mod. critical strike damage. I would probably say no to that, as your attack speed is still useful for isomorphic arms users. So unless I hit another tier 1 minion mod, I will happily replace that with a gear attack speed. We got a knockback distance. It's something I don't use. Probably most minion builds don't even use that, so I'm not going to confirm that. If you do hit a high level affix, it'll give you this warning and it will ask you, are you sure to abandon the results? And of course, that is really nice, because if you accidentally click over, you can't really click over it, because it will give you a warning. But yeah, I'm going to confirm. And now, if this is something you are satisfied with, like I said, you can go ahead to targeted processing and remove all of your plasticity and try and hit your remaining mods using targeted processing. Now I'm gonna keep going anyway, because I want to see if I can hit another good minion mod. And so far we are not having any luck. And we used all of our plasticity. So now we go ahead to targeted processing. And we have 2 open affixes. 1 prefix and 1 suffix. So obviously what we're missing is minion damage, and we are also missing some maybe some attack speed or whatever your build requires. Maybe like minion critical strike damage, as I already have minion critical strike rating. So I'm going for minion damage on the prefix. Now, as you can see, it has, let's see, area damage. So area damage is already on my hammer, as you can see, which means it cannot roll area damage, which means it can only roll physical, elemental, and minion. So I have a 1 in 3 chance to hit minion damage. Now, depending on the weighting, as you can see, everything has an equal chance of rolling, so I do in fact have a 1 in 3 chance to hit minion damage. So rolling with targeted processing is going to cost me 2 flame elementium, 6 fine embers, and 20 flame sand, so do keep that in mind. So we're going to hit craft, and we hit actually a nice tier 4 minion damage. So we're going to confirm this because we cannot cancel this, obviously. Whatever you craft with targeted processing, you have to confirm. Now, something I'm gonna tell you guys is it going to automatically turn on polish, so do keep that in mind. It is going to automatically turn on polish, and well, if you want to use polish, that is totally up to you. I don't find it worth it to use polish, and this is going to turn on automatically even after you turn it off. After you turn it off and you click on another ember, it is going to hit polish, so be cautious. Anyway, we are going to look for the minion critical strike damage. Now, as you can see, polish is going to cost a lot of materials for a tier 1 or tier 2 affix. Now, this is, I'm pretty sure, going to give you a guaranteed tier 1 or tier 2 affix, but if it does end up giving you another affix, because like I said, there is 3 other mods that we can roll, which means that if you do use this option and you hit, for example, blasting duration, then you're gonna have to try again. Anyway, we are going to remove polish, and we're gonna try and hit minion critical strike damage. Looking at the affix list, critical strike damage and minion critical strike damage has the highest chance at rolling. So we have a very good chance at rolling minion critical strike damage. So let's see and see if we can hit it actually. No, we hit critical strike damage instead. Now this can be used if you are using isomorphic arms. Like I said, isomorphic arms uses your main weapon. But yeah, if you don't want the critical strike damage because you can't use it, you can decide to hit Reforge and remove all of the affixes added by targeted processing. Sorry. And it will remove your tier 4 minion damage, which means you will have to try again rolling the minion damage and the critical strike damage. So the more open mods you have, the more you use targeted processing. So let's say I would have 4 open suffixes, 4 open mods, and I would not have area damage, for example, or attack speed, then it will in fact remove all of those mods and you would have to try again. Now, it is totally up to you if you would want to try again, as it's going to cost you the same amount of resources that you've spent on trying to roll these. So if you don't want to waste any more crafting materials on your hammer and you're fine with keeping this, then I would say your hammer is done. But if you do want to try for a minion mod, if you do end up rolling a non-minion mod, then you can hit Reforge and try again. So I'm gonna go with keeping this. And now we're going to change the +2 minion skill level to +3. And for this, you're going to need Truth Embers. Now, Truth Embers, let's see, last I checked, they are 1 for 1 Ember. So let's see how much they cost right now. They're under Ember, Legendary Ember, and then you select Truth Ember. Yeah, looks like they're 1 for 1. Now, if you're only looking for 1, you might not be able to look for just 1, as, yeah, some prices are pretty stupid, as you can see, but I guess you can keep on scrolling. For example, there's here 5 for 5. You can get that a low amount for a low amount of FE. Yeah, if you do already have some Truth Embers, you can use it, and it'll most likely in one try, it should give you +3. Let's see, let me select the hammer that we just made, and we're going to hit it with a Truth Ember, and it's only going to cost you a Truth Ember. And as you can see, it's going to show you what it can change. Now, it can change this to +2 to +3, like I said, but it can also change the other values of the mods. This does not reroll your items, it will only reroll the numbering value of your item. So we're gonna hit it with a craft, and unfortunately we did not hit the +3. So we're going to try again. Now we got +3, and yeah, it is looking pretty good so far. So we did get a higher minion crit strike rating, as you can see, which is nice, and we did get, well, we lost 1% minion damage, but that is fine. We at least got +3, and there you go. There is your hammer, and you can go ahead and use it. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys. Please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you got any questions. I'd be more than happy to answer those. But yeah, this was pretty much it for the video. I hope now you can craft your own hammer and know how to efficiently craft your hammer. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.